Hey y'all, it's Kim. So, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I was been looking for this video of this stupid Sonny Hostin saying stuff about the white uneducated voters that voted for Trump. Well, apparently the View has taken a lot of their videos and hidden them, and maybe it's because I'm not subscribed, but I'm not going to subscribe because I don't want to give them any more like real attention other than pointing out how dumb these people are and just they're just so hateful people. But also, let me look because I pulled up. Here's the X account for Sonny Hostin. This video is actually up there under this guy's thing, John Cremens or Cremens. I don't know. Um, anyway, this is her blaming white, uneducated women, 52% or something, that voted for Trump. But let me tell you, I've had like 3 semesters of community college, but I know better than to vote for a socialist or a communist. It had nothing to do with her race, as this idiot keeps going on about. It had to do with the fact that she was incompetent. She's been in the office for 4 years. We saw what Donald Trump was able to do. Kamala Harris is dangerous for the country. That's why she didn't get voted in. And if you've been paying attention, then you know that. So let's listen to this idiot. And she's supposed to be a former attorney and everything else or whatever. But I mean, she's just so hate filled. And by the way, like I said, she did close her account on X. So that's what this guy's showing, obviously. But listen to what she has to say.
That I'd like to reframe the conversation. I think Bernie Sanders is wrong. I think the more relevant question actually is what is wrong with America? I think what is wrong with our country that the Republican Party would choose as a candidate and support a candidate who is an insurrectionist, who is an election denier, who is someone who is twice impeached, 34-time convicted felon. 26 women found liable for sexual abuse. What is wrong with this country that they would choose a message of divisiveness, of xenophobia, of racism, of misogyny, over a message of inclusiveness, a message for the people, by the people, of the people? That's what the problem is. It's the Republican Party. And what's wrong with America?
So I don't know where it's showing where she said that though about the 52%. Let me see if I can find it in here. That's why I say some of these videos, for whatever reason, are not showing up. Let's see what these people have to say here.
Well, I want to dig further into the demographics because Black women tried to save this country again last night. 92% of Black women voted for the vice president. You have Latinas in the 70s.
Okay, this lady, oh my gosh, she just makes my blood boil. She's one of these people that's a race baiter. I cannot stand that crap. Oh my God. This lady, I just want to smack her because she's so just evil, just nasty hearted, just like, the rest of these women on this show. They're just evil incarnate. I mean, serious. Ugh. And like people say, you continue to talk about racism and it's gonna be there. It's just gonna fester. Just stop talking about it. I mean, these people are so divisive and they're just dividing people up in these categories. And that's why everybody's so divided, like literally divided up. With all the division, and they're not a unifying message at all. It's constantly just talking about people's race and instead of the content of their character, like Martin Luther King said, we're looking at the outside, their presentation, what their hair color is, eye color, skin color. Who cares about all that stuff? Why does it always have to be this stuff? And these people on this show, oh my goodness. I don't know why it's still on the air. Because if I said something like that, if I got on there and said something about a black woman, I'd be crucified from here to kingdom come, okay? I can't get away with that. But this idiot can. Really? Really? That's where we're at? Just nasty rudeness. I just can't imagine why this show is still on the damn air. I'm pretty sure when Barbara Walters put this show together, she was not picturing somebody like this moron getting on here. And yeah, she may have a degree in an education, she may have been an attorney, but she is like stupid. You're indoctrinated most of the time when you do go to college. That's why I don't want to go back. I will read some books around here and I will learn things. I will watch videos. I will talk to people. I will listen to people that have something to say. These people don't have anything to say. They're just constantly negative and just nasty, rude, hate-filled people. And they think that we're wrong for who we voted for. Too bad. He won. Donald Trump won the electoral college, the popular vote. Look at the maps. He won big in states that usually are going pretty much blue. And she's telling us and talking down to us because we didn't vote the way she wanted us to vote. We didn't have to vote for her. This is America. We vote for who we want to. And obviously the people wanted to vote for Donald Trump. That's why they did it in overwhelming numbers. And for some idiot like her to get up here and say all this crap about the American people is just trash. This show should be canceled. Oh my goodness, cancel The View. It makes me so mad. My cheeks are actually feeling hot right down now because this lady just makes me, my blood boil. I don't watch this show on a regular basis. I see other people, posting video clips of this stuff. But this is just so enraging because you got somebody that thinks that she's in an elite class and she can dictate to us what we're supposed to do. We don't have to listen to you. We do what we want. This is America. Dang, I don't know why these people sit here and talk down to the American people. You may be on a TV show. Y'all need to be canceled with your hateful rhetoric. Let me just play this, get through it, because it does make me very mad. I'm telling you, my cheeks are hot. Anyway.
Percentile voting for the vice president. What we did not have is white women who voted about 52%, right, for Donald Trump. Uneducated white women, is my understanding. You have Latino men, actually, voting more for him. And you have, and black men was not the story. We're not the story here because they voted almost 80% for the vice president. Right. So why do you think that uneducated white women voted against their reproductive health freedoms? And why do you think?
Yeah, this is like beyond. I don't know why this show is still on the air. Why is she allowed to get away with this? Why? Why is she allowed to get away with it? There's no reason to talk down to the American people. We don't have to vote for the person you want. We vote for the person we want. And if our team wins, we win. If our team loses, we lose. Big deal. But you don't get to tell people and dictate to them what they're supposed to do because you think because you have a college degree that you can talk to people like that. You're ignorant. You're stupid. It's so enraging that somebody thinks that they're just high and mighty, like they can talk to you that way. This is a totally uneducated fool sitting up here on The View talking down to white people, Latinos, whatever, men and women, whoever didn't vote for Kamala Harris. It's none of your damn business who we vote for. Obviously, that's why the voting booth is private, but yeah, overwhelmingly people voted for Trump. So get over it and stop doing all this race baiting and all this divisive talk. Oh my gosh. Serious.
Latino men voted in favor of someone that's going to deport, says he's going to deport the majority of his community.
White women like being called uneducated white women. I think the economy matters, national security matters. But when you put people in these boxes, I think that's a takeaway from this race.
We have to look.
I will agree with that, lady, because you can't just put everybody in the same box. Just like I think that the Democrat Party thinks that they have the African American and Hispanic vote locked down. That's not how it works. They're looking at their pocketbook. They're looking at gas prices. They're looking at being able to take care of their kids. They're looking at how many abortion clinics their community has versus how many the white communities have. I mean, if y'all want to go into all that stuff, I'm not saying that I know the statistics. I don't care about the statistics. I don't think anybody should be doing all that stuff. But hey, I don't have any control over that. You made your bed. You got to deal with that. But what I'm saying is if we want to look at the disproportionate stuff, usually the Democrat Party's in charge of that. Think about it. They were the party of slavery. Hello. And now y'all want to vote overwhelmingly for somebody that wants to usher in some socialism and communism, basically put everybody into slavery. Or just not necessarily slavery, but you're going to be having them control more of what you can do, your private property rights. Everybody's going to have to basically work for everything. I mean, y'all got to look into this stupid socialism stuff. It ain't communism. Because once it comes in, you can't get out without fighting like hell. And I don't think America is in any way ready for that.
Look at the demographics of it.
Ugh, these people. Let's see. I thought I had something else on here. Oh, this is just basically a video of them with the showing kind of like her comments on the show and stuff like that. And then, oh, the view just needs to be canceled. Let's look at this. It says Whoopi Goldberg appears to double down on Staten Island bakery smear. Let me play this. I haven't watched the full thing, but I think, yeah. When are they going to learn that they cannot just act this way? You can't push racism and hatred all over the place. I mean, you're going to get nothing but evil back. Obviously, Sunny Hostin got enough backlash. She had to close her dang X account. And she probably did it as a political statement too, because Elon Musk is buddies and he's going to be working under Trump. But yeah. Yeah, this TDS, man, Trump derangement syndrome, it's got these people all twisted up. But let's see what she says. I want to watch this one with y'all.
Refuse to make them for me.
Oh, really?
Yes.
What? Oh, my
That's so stupid.
No. Let me explain.
What an idiot.
They said that their ovens had gone down, all kinds of stuff, but folks went and got them anyway, which is why I'm not telling you who made them. But it's can't be because I'm a woman, but perhaps they did not like my politics.
Yeah. And I know how hard my family has worked to keep this business alive. My bakers come in 2 or 3 in the morning just to have donuts and rolls for everybody to come in and say, we have the best rolls ever. This is what makes Holtzman's. It's the community.
So if you haven't heard the story by now, Whoopi Goldberg, as you can see there, learning the hard way that going after a Staten Island institution can be a recipe for controversy. Thousands of customers lined up outside Holterman's Bakery to show their support after the new co-host accused that bakery of political discrimination. Community leaders calling on her to apologize, but instead, here's the update. She appears to double down in this new video.
There seems to be a lot of talk about the dessert I requested for my birthday show.
Ugh, I posted this yesterday. This lady, ugh, I can't stand the view. I am not gonna sit here and I haven't watched The View in years, and I'm so glad that I don't, because these people are so infuriating. But let's see what this idiot has to say. She's just relishing in this, because I guess in her mind, it's almost like, well, any publicity is good publicity, but when is ABC going to step in and fire her butt? She should be fired for this. All of them should be, the whole show should just be canceled and kicked off the air. They do not belong on the airwaves. They are not journalists. They're activists posing as whatever journalist. A true journalist is actually going to do some real reporting. These people just sit up here and run their mouth. That's all they do. They're hateful people. Let's see what she's got to say. So stupid. Who in the hell is following Whoopi Goldberg anyway? She's like kind of washed up has been as far as I'm concerned.
I never mentioned the name of the bakery or the location. It does seem a little odd that when we called a few weeks before my birthday and we were told they couldn't process the order for my birthday because of an equipment failure, but somehow they were able to accept an order of a different 48 of the same dessert when somebody else called without using my name. But it's all okay, y'all, because I enjoyed my delicious dessert and I had a happy, sweet birthday.
Looks like cleanup on aisle 6 to me. Joining us now is Staten Island Borough President Vito Vasella. Thank you very much for being here.
Oh,
we saw you at that
evil.
news conference. I mean, you lit the crowd up. You have people lining up outside the bakery because they feel bad for what's happened to this institution, the Staten Island institution. Welcome to you. Did that clear anything up, that video with Whoopi Goldberg there?
No, not at all. In my opinion, first of all, the story here is Holterman, the family is wonderful. They're the salt of the earth. They've had a business for 146 years. Not many people can say that. They have an impeccable reputation. People love them and their business. And then this woman went on national television and basically misrepresented what happened. And to have a platform like that and disparage, potentially, arguably defame a business that has no recourse in the court of public opinion, and they were devastated. And what we said, we were going to stand up for those businesses, and we're not going to take the abuse. She may have had the bully pulpit, but she came across as a bully, if you ask me. And the family, not being used to this, said, what do we do? So the Staten Island community stood up and stood strong and stood up for the Holterman family, the Holterman bakery. And I commend the Holtermans for just having the grace to take the high road. And the Staten Island community stepping out, waiting online hour after hour to say we support Holtermans. But it could have been any small business. It could have been anybody who was attacked on the national airwaves for something they didn't do.
As a reporter, I step back from the story and I say, well, could have something happened there that maybe we didn't see? Maybe there was somebody. This is just me asking you, based on the facts that you have at hand, could there have been somebody behind the register who didn't like the idea that this was for Whoopi Goldberg and said, not today?
So the facts are the boiler that they had in place that they need to make the cakes was about 60 or 70 years old. They were planning on replacing it. They didn't know how long it would take to replace. So Jill Holterman actually did the right thing by telling the woman, we can't commit to it. We would hate for you to have a birthday party and the boiler would still be down. So, go someplace else. And then the boiler was fixed, probably in less time than they anticipated. And then people could buy cakes again. She was not the only one that was defined.
So they sent somebody else in there
after the fact.
After it was fixed.
Correct.
And so she connects the dots and says, oh, they'll serve them without my name attached to it, but they wouldn't serve me.
Yeah, and she wouldn't, the old expression, she wouldn't accept the truth. And somehow it was this, perhaps a degree of self-absorption that everybody thinks of politics every day. We just heard Jill, her and her workers are at work sometimes 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning to prepare every day. You think she really cares about politics? Her customer base or across the board, she wants to do well in business. My main concern was that this woman took to the national airwaves and sought to destroy a company.
She didn't say the name of the company, and I'm not defending her in any way, but she didn't say it then. And in her clarification on Instagram there, that video, she also didn't say the name of the company, and she reminded people she didn't say this. So the question now is there a case of defamation as the legal in the proper legal format. I'll put this up on the screen. This is Jonathan Turley's take. He says why defamation suit against Whoopi Goldberg could be piece of cake. The implied accusation against the bakery could fit into a per se category of impugning business or professional integrity. Goldberg's statement was clearly meant to impugn the reputation and professional standing of the bakery. It can be argued as defamatory per se by implication, says Jonathan Turley.
Got to respect that opinion. And I don't think if it went before a jury that people would think differently. Although she did not mention the name, in a matter of minutes or hours, it was deduced that the company itself was Holterman's. And again, I get back to, it was a misrepresentation of what happened. And rather than give the benefit of the doubt to the business owner, she goes on national television. And by the way, the first calls that the family got were not nice calls. They were borderline threatening calls.
Wow.
And it was at that point we stepped up and said, we're not going to take this.
That's
We're not going to
terrible.
let this poor family suffer at the abuse of somebody's going to seek to disparage, potentially.
Well, and see, that's another thing. Somebody with Whoopi's like platform or whatever you want to say, people that would support her are the ones that are going to go after whoever wronged her, you know, her fans or whatever. Like, people are nuts. And yeah, she may not have mentioned the company, but people figured out real fast who made these Charlotte Russe things that she talked about, those cupcakes with the whipped cream and cherry or whatever on top. But it's like, you can't just go around talking like that because it could really harm somebody. What if somebody went in there and did something to their business? I mean, come on. You know, I know she probably thought she was getting away with it by being a little sneaky, but I mean, I think they should still try to file something, because I think that The View needs to be taken off the airwaves. They are just terrible individuals on that show. I wouldn't ever want to work with somebody like that. Not saying that I'm in this position to do that. I'm just a single video creator. I'm a mom, whatever. I'm not in their category, I'm just like I said, a content creator, and that's about it. Would like to start a podcast. Not sure what direction to go with that. But anyway, but yeah, I mean, it's just like those people, because I think they're reporting recently they were looking for conservative people to go on the show. Why would anybody go on that show? All they're going to do is just tear you down. I don't know why anybody watches the show. I'll be honest. I mean, it's like total trash. It's like a gossip rag to me. I said that yesterday, but anyway, yeah, I think these people do need to put her in check, and I think ABC needs to step in and do something with it. That's not freedom of speech, especially when you're on the airwaves. Like, I think ABC's under the FCC somehow, so I think that, yeah, she could be held liable for it. She should. I don't know. I'm not an attorney, so I mean, these people just get away with stuff, and there's no accountability, and so they just keep doing it. You can't just let people talk however they want. That's not nice. I mean, it's just not cool. Not nice, not cool. It's hateful. It could hurt people or get them hurt. Just like all the hateful rhetoric that's come out of them on The View, CNN, MSNBC. How many times Donald Trump's been shot at? How many times stuff has just been happening to him because they just keep fueling the fire, I mean, people are mad about the election still. I mean, all it's doing is just keep fueling that or fanning the flames because they just won't shut up. Sometimes it's just better not to say anything. Y'all lost. Get over it. Stop talking about Trump. Find something else to do. But I guess it's kind of like The View. Everybody's got content because of it. So they have content. I'm finding content just to go after listening to these idiots, which they're still infuriating me. Like I said, my cheeks are still hot. But anyway.
fame, and you never know. If they didn't have a good reputation, that business could be destroyed. How is that good in this country? And it happened to be Holterman's, it happened to be on Staten Island, we happened to be there to support them, but this could have been any business, small business around the country.
And they happen to make a dynamite Charlotte Russe dessert, so I've heard. Okay, so just to move this story forward, have you talked to the family? Do they have plans to file a lawsuit?
I have spoken with the family, but not about litigation. That be totally, that's in their court.
And how's business? People lining up at first.
As I say, I got to commend the people of Staten Island, but we got calls from around the country. The Holtermans did, around the world. People from Europe have been weighing in, people from the Philippines, all over, to say, because they see this for what it is. They see this as an abuse by somebody on somebody who's just trying to go out and make a business. And if the Holtermans didn't have an impeccable reputation for this 146 years, who knows where this would be, but the people know who they are and they stepped forward. So business, fortunately, has been booming. So any attempt to abuse them has backfired tremendously.
If there's one thing I know about the Staten Island community, it's that you all are tight and you have each other's backs.
So Staten Island, we have about 500,000 people. We have a small town feel, and we're there for each other. It's a solidarity like no other around the country. And maybe we should send a message out, don't mess with Staten Island.
There you go. From the borough president. Thank you very much for joining us. Good to have you on the program. John, it sparked a lot of conversation about what happened there. And it does appear that she sort of doubled down in that video. It could have just been I'm sorry if I incorrectly drew the conclusion. But it seems she said something just was odd.
Why in this day and age of social media would you ever fall on your sword and say, you know what, I got it wrong, I'm really sorry. I will, every birthday from now until the day I die, I will make sure that I put in my order for the Charlotte Russe cake from the fabulous Holterman's Bakery. No, you got to keep up the fight, because that's the way it is these days. Nobody ever admits that they were wrong. But I think that to speak to Mr. Facella's
that's just pride and arrogance too, if you can't apologize. You can't be humble enough to say, okay, look, I screwed up. I shouldn't have said that. Thank you for my cakes. And I will refer business to you guys because they were delicious or whatever. She had to make it about herself. She had to make it like a discrimination thing or whatever. I mean, foolish. Just, 70-year-old foolish person. There's no wisdom there. I mean, you just can't go around and do that to people. That's just horrible.
A view, I think the strongest statement, you can talk about litigation, but I think the strongest statement that could possibly be made is the statement that came from the Staten Island community and the way that they gathered together to support that age-old business.
And lined up around the block. Amen. Yeah. All right. Thanks so much.
I'm happy that the Holterman Bakery is getting business in spite of what Whoopi tried to do to them, defaming their business. Anyway, again, I don't know why the View is still on the air. I, for the life of me, still don't understand why anybody watches it, but I don't have that mindset, I guess. Anyway. Oh my goodness, I need to get off here, calm down, maybe go for a walk or something. Man, those people are so infuriating. It really is. Just that we have people in society that do that. It's just mean spirited. Just talking about the racism, defaming this bakery. Why is the View still on the air? Why? Anyway, I'll talk to y'all later. Have a good day. I may come back in here and see some videos I may comment on. Anyway, like those lefties losing it. Yes, they're still losing it 2 weeks later, but I guess it's just going to be a normal thing until the next presidential cycle. So anyway, y'all have a great day. I'll see y'all around. Bye.